Back live on Stadium in just 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. It is Coach and Company. We are live on Stadium and all over this great land of ours, available in over 100 million homes. And great news for those of you who like to watch on YouTube, it is now up and working. If you'd like to see your name or your opinion show up on national TV, you can do that via a super sticker here. Can't do premium yet until the show or this channel gets to a certain point, but you can still be a part of what we are doing. All right, we are more than just a sports betting brand. That's important, but it's not everything. We want to make you a smarter sports fan, and it's just a lot of fun to talk about different topics that maybe you didn't know about or hear a different perspective on. So it's now time, ladies and gentlemen, for a little one word. All right, gentlemen, here's how we do it. I start with young Peyton. We go right down the line and piggyback the topics, and then Soupy brings it home, and I will participate as well. So, topic number one, and it's the gift that just keeps on giving. A day after Nico, who's leaving Tennessee because he wants more NIL money, he signs with UCLA, reportedly about $2 million. They already had a quarterback from App State who they were paying $1.2 million in NIL money. Now, in a reversal of fortunes, that young quarterback is now leaving UCLA, and he's going to Tennessee. You can't make this up. Young Peyton, one word on quarterbacks flipping schools, sort of.
Weak. I thought Joey Aguilar was transferring from App State to UCLA, but now since Nico is transferring to UCLA, Aguilar is afraid of a little quarterback competition, and he's got to fail. But I guess he sees the writing on the wall because Iamaliava comes in a sophomore. Aguilar has only 1 year left. I guess he wants to go there where it's easiest for him to get playing time. But this whole NIL thing is going to end up ruining college football, and it's only going to get worse before it gets better. But that's weak.
High five. Did these two high five each other at the airport when they crossed each other when one was going to California and one was going to Nashville? This is going to be the new norm. And I would be willing to say someone's going to miss the beach weather in UCLA when it's cold in Tennessee. So I just say high five each other at the airport.
Barter. Teams are basically just swapping players now. This seems to be a new trend. We have general managers. We're going to have trades, free agency. This kind of feels like NFL 2.0.
Upgrade. I think this is an upgrade for the Vols. Joey Aguilar, he's a great quarterback. 3,000 yards, 23 touchdowns. Nico last year, that was all Dylan Sampson that ran that Tennessee offense. Nico did not do much. He had under 5 yards per completion. I think this is a better upgrade for Tennessee.
Yeah, my one word is easy. Like, it's way too easy for this to be happening in college sports right now. It wasn't that long ago, guys, that if you transferred, you had to sit out a full year, and there was no money involved. Now you can just go all willy-nilly wherever you want to go. It's absolutely too easy. And I also like your take there, young Peyton. What happened to a little healthy competition? Apparently, that doesn't happen anymore in any sport. Now, let's stay in college football because the NCAA has announced that they are getting ready to take 150 rules out of their rule book that would essentially allow them to pay players directly. So far, NIL has been a collective. You got this group outside of the school. But now this could maybe lean to where everything's inside of a box and we get some control over this money. Young Peyton, one word on the NCAA addressing or trying to this issue.
Finally, it's about time that the wheels are in motion for players to get paid. Everyone's making money now. The coaches, the schools, the networks, they're making millions, if not billions, in advertising revenue. So when fans take hours out of their day to watch these games, they're watching a TV show, and the players are actors. Coaches are the directors. Networks are the executive producers calling all the shots, but they're all making money off the players. Finally, the players get a little something for their efforts.
Management, because money management is now going to be key and going to be a lot easier if it's direct deposit. Now you can teach these kids about money management because you're only going to get it in some, not just one big bulk of money coming in. Money management is not going to be really easy.
Progression. Every year it seems like the student athlete gets another win. Now if they could just get a handle on all the movement, everything that's going on, but as far as the payments, some nice progression.
Structure. This is exactly what the NCAA needed. Now I think we're going to start to see more things with this NIL. I think there's going to be a salary cap. I think there's going to be incentive for people from the smaller divisions going to the big ones. That means the smaller divisions get money for those players to go to the Power Five. So I think this structure is a good start.
Realistic is my one word. Finally, these players are going to have a realistic view on exactly how valuable they are. And I think a lot of players are going to realize that they're not as valuable as they think they are because NIL money is starting to dry up. We just saw that with Nico. If you're not making money for them, you don't just get paid to show up. It's about name, image, and likeness. It's about the stars. It's not about every single player that's playing in college sports. Now, staying along those same lines, Shelton Henderson, he's a top 100 player. He had already signed with Duke, but now he's reversing his fortunes. And he's going to go to where? Miami. He's going to stay in the ACC. Why is he doing that? That's because Jay Lucas is the new head coach. Where did Jay Lucas come from? He came from Duke, and he left before the NCAA tournament to take over that head coaching job. This cannot sit well in Duke. Young Peyton, one word on Jay Lucas stealing a Blue Devil top recruit.
My word is bro, because they're bros. Of course, Henderson's following him to Miami, man. Jay Lucas was his main recruiter at Duke when he was there. They're good friends, family friends, probably. They're both from the same part of Texas. Both went to Bel Air High School out here. So just after knowing their backgrounds, you can say this was expected because they're bros.
Really? That's my one word. Really? You choose Miami basketball, not Miami football, not Miami baseball, but basketball? You could have stayed at Duke and maybe put some banners up, a high draft pick. You chose Miami over Duke. Really?
Okie doke. This is another problem that we're having in college sports. The commit, the decommit, that just seems to be going on. And I'm with you. We go back to the them sit out a year and let's see if this problem continues.
Sunshine. He gets to go now to the Sunshine of Miami, hanging out in Corals Gable. What? He's going to play 1 year. He'll make his NIL and he'll try to go to the NBA. It doesn't really matter where you play anymore. It just matters how you perform in that 1 year you're playing and boost your own stock. So he's going to sit in the Sunshine State.
My one word is history. Clearly, this young kid did not look at the history of NIL at Miami. You guys know the story. You had this really wealthy guy, and all of a sudden he's now $200 million in debt, and a lot of the players didn't get their cash. So, Mr. Henderson, there's no money issues at Duke. You didn't look up your history. All right, finally. Yesterday, there's a reason why Nico, the GM for the Dallas Mavericks, does not have open press conferences. Can't believe some of the things he said. But this is one thing that really stuck out to me. Producer man.
Did the anger and outrage from the fan base, has that exceeded what you were kind of planning for?
Yeah, good question. I did know that Luka was important to the fan base. I didn't quite know it to what level.
What? You did not know the level that your best player, a generational talent who took you to the NBA Finals less than a year ago, you didn't know? Young Peyton, you live in Dallas-Fort Worth, 9 months out of the year. One word for this guy in 5 seconds, just punting any respect we've ever could have had for him.
Clueless. This has to be the stupidest thing that's ever come out of a GM's mouth. I mean, how tone deaf is this guy? But at the same presser yesterday, Nico said, if you don't like this trade, you don't like Anthony Davis. Like, dude, what? It's so obvious that this Luka trade has come from team owner Patrick Dumont, but now Nico has to answer to this stuff. But Nico is really sounding more and more ridiculous every time he opens his mouth. Nico, do yourself a favor. Stay away from the microphones because you're clueless.
Stop doing interviews. Stop showing yourself around. Wait till the Lakers series over, because if the Minnesota sweep the Lakers, this topic is pretty much dead.
I've seen the cutaway, dishonest. There's no way that you can be in the front office and around this franchise daily, around this fan base daily at the games and not realize how much Luka means to the team. And maybe there is a conspiracy to get the Mavs to Vegas and they're just using Nico as the fall guy.
Titanic, because every time Nico opens his mouth, it's an iceberg just scratching into the ship, known as Nico's job status. Come on, man. It's Luka. I think next to Dirk, Luka is one of the most important players of that franchise. He's, popular in jersey sales. What did you think? Really, you could have just said we knew how popular he was, but we feel like we had to make this trade.
Thank you. Thank you. My one word is Barkley. Listen to your boy, Charles Barkley, because last night on Inside the NBA, he went off on you. And you guys are friends. You've got to understand when you're the GM. And I was going to go with Cuban as my one word, as in bring Mark Cuban back. But he got his money. He's out here. He was also very vocal. I've never seen in the history of my time being at ESPN or any of the big places I've been a more step in it. I like the word clueless. Executive in my life. I'm trying to figure out, I know he's got all of these accolades that he's had before he got to Dallas, but this one right here will probably keep him from getting any other major job in his career. He better hope that Dallas keeps him, because if any other NBA franchise even thinks about bringing this dude in, all you got to do is watch that first 5 seconds. Never seen anything like it in my life. Did you say they said, Peyton, if you don't like Anthony Davis?
He said if you don't like what did he say? He said if you don't like Anthony, hold on, wait, let me pull it up again. I had it written down here.
We got all the time in the world. Go ahead.
Yeah. If you don't like this trade, you don't like Anthony Davis. He said if you don't like this trade, you don't like Anthony Davis, which is crazy.
Wow. Absolutely bananas. The only thing that could be good for him is if the Lakers do get beaten in the first round. Then people would probably leave him alone. All right, gentlemen, good job on one word. All right, we are about halfway home. Everything is working now. Stadium, YouTube, social media. We've got it rocking. Coming up on the other side, we're talking a little hoop it up. We got 3 big NBA games tonight, including the Lakers. Will they go down 0-2 at home? And also, in about 17 minutes, my boys, Young Lettuce, Soupy, they go head-to-head. Soupy coming off a big victory last week. Can he make it 2 in a row? It's our prize fight. It's Coach and Company live, as always, on Stadium. Let's go. All right. We continue on here on our YouTube page and on social media. We have more best